Hey everyone, and welcome to Crypto Traders Club. This is the first video that we're going to be making. Today we're going to go through a little crypto market analysis as well as a stock market analysis, talk about what Crypto Traders Club is and how you can join. We're going to go through as well some very basic chart analysis so you're not left holding the bag when other people are selling and you don't miss the opportunities to buy when the market is really low. So a little bit about Crypto Traders Club and what we're looking to do here. We're going to put out a daily newsletter with certain trade setups. Each of the trade setups can take hours each day to kind of go through and find the right setups to trade. This is not a buy and hold club for several years or buy once and hold forever like some Bitcoin or ETH maxis. This is really finding the best opportunities within crypto as well as the stock market, and getting in and out and making anywhere from 5 to 10% on your trades on a daily or weekly basis. And as you do that, you can build up your bag of Bitcoin or ETH or whatever it is that you're wanting, as well as NFTs. This is going to be a group of traders that are looking to trade not only the US stock market and crypto, but also NFTs. NFTs will be a smaller portion of what we do here, but we are still very interested. Our team holds a significant number of NFTs, and that is something that we definitely see value in if you can get into the right projects and you can find the right opportunities at the right time. With that being said, let's kind of dive right into it. So we just got off of about a 45 to 50% move on Bitcoin recently. We're looking at the weekly chart here. It's really important as you go through this to actually zoom out and take a look at where we're at in the market overall. So as we can see here, we're in a descending trend line down, and we're coming up to some pretty significant resistance here at the 22,000 price point. I think this could move up to about 25,000, but I don't see it going past that anytime soon. We might reach up to the 25,000 mark, but I think we're going to be coming right down, and we'll go through a little bit why we think that right now. I do not believe the bottom is in. I think if we zoom back out, just like I'm saying here, we could see, I think we could really see as low as a $7,500 Bitcoin. Now, before you kind of leave this video, just hear me out. We do have certain black swan events. We have certain things that come up that, are not forecasted. At the very least, I think we're going to retest the 15,000 price point. A lot of people have been calling for, the $12,000 to $13,000 Bitcoin. I definitely see that as a possibility. I think worst case scenario, we're looking at around $7,500 to $8,000. And the reason why I think that is if we zoom out on this weekly chart, you can see this trend line, and that would put us between 7,500 and 8,500, depending on the time that we're at. So I'd be watching out for that. I would not be buying right now, and holding for a long time. This is not the time to go all in by any means, especially after this move we had. So if we zoom in on the daily, now that we've got our trend line, we can take a look at this and we can say, okay, there's some interesting opportunities here if we zoom in, and even on the 4-hour chart. So it's best to zoom all the way out to get your overall analysis, because you want to trade with the trend. So we've been in a pretty big downtrend this whole time. There's certain opportunities to go long, but I think those are riskier. If you got into this, you're one of the lucky ones. I don't think a lot of people saw this coming. But what we can see here is we're looking at this trend line here with a point of resistance around the $22,000 mark to $23,000 mark. And, we could see a little bit of a pump up here as well to retest the highs. And I think if it goes and breaks out of this trend line here that's sloping down, we could go all the way up to 25,000, like I said. But the best opportunities is to find, you want to typically a 3-to-1 profit to loss ratio. And what we can see here is our trading style is trading patterns. We're not looking at any specific indicators. We don't trade off of indicators. We simply trade off of chart patterns. It makes things really simple. And it also is easy to follow as well. So right here, I think there's a good shorting opportunity coming up, but like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes up to 25,000. I think we're gonna still follow this descending trend line throughout probably the middle of this year, so around summertime. We might be talking about the bottom potentially being in at that point. So that's Bitcoin and where we're at today. If we take a look at the US dollar and we zoom out on the weekly, this is really important. And if you guys haven't, been following the US dollar or what's going on there, typically when the dollar is going up and the dollar is strong, typically stocks and crypto will continue to fall. And so as the US dollar was on this massive pump up, we had Bitcoin, we had Ethereum, we had the entire crypto market going down, as well as the stock market. So this has been in a pretty bullish uptrend, and now it's coming down to retest at a pretty significant level right here around $100. I think we're going to see this move back up, and that's why I think the crypto and U.S. stock market is really going to start seeing some significant downside action, as well as I think we're also going to be seeing the unemployment rate start to increase. And once we do that, that's really been the only reason why they haven't called this an official recession. But once we start seeing those unemployment rates go up, I think we might see over the next quarter or two them declare a recession. And at that point, we're going to be in a much different place than we are in the markets today. So that's the U.S. dollar. Now, if we move over to the Dow Jones, we can see here that we just broke through this descending trend line up, but we're coming into some pretty significant resistance around the $34,000 mark. So if you could have got in anytime around here, I think it's a really great shorting opportunity between 34,000 and 35,000. I think it could retest 36,000, 37,000, but I don't really see that happening given everything else going on. I think we're going to, really come back down to this yellow line, which is around $29,000. So that's the US 30. We're going to talk about the trading platforms that we use in just a minute. And if you've liked this content so far, feel free to go ahead and smash that like button. And then we're going to move into the S&P 500, which is the other one that we take a look at on our channel. So you can see that this one as well has been in a pretty aggressive downtrend. It's coming back up to retest. Let's see, back in December, it had a little bit of a fake out, a little bit of a bull trap here before, completely smashing down and having a pretty big move down. I think this was around 6%, let's see, 6 or 7%, which is pretty significant. Let's see, for the US stock market. Obviously, we can see that in a day or an hour in the crypto space. All right, so we had 4,100, oops. Yeah, so this was 7.5%, 8% down. And we were able to short this really right at the top because we thought this was a fake out. And we actually caught this on the way down. And then once it started to turn around here, I was not expecting it to bottom out here. I really did think we would see around 3,700. But we were able to catch this right at the top and ride it down to right around here. And then, it's retracing this. I think everyone is seeing this trend line and shorting this. So, we'll see what happens. Maybe there's going to be like another fake out, maybe up around the 4,000 price point before coming back down. But I think we could definitely see, prices as low as $3,400 or $3,300 in the coming months. All right, and then moving over to ETH, if we take a If we zoom out on ETH, it's also in this downward descending trend right here, or channel. And we're coming up to some significant levels of resistance here, around $1,680. I think it's going to break through this and really come up to about the $1,800 mark. Right around that point, we're going to go ahead and put some alerts out to short. So if you guys are interested in not going through these charts, this is going to be the longest video that we do. I think this is going to be around an hour. Every day we're going to put out a newsletter as well as a video. And it's going to be short, to the point, with the right types of stocks or setups for that day. We're not going to tell you what to buy or what to short, but if you want to head over to our Discord channel, in there we're going to have a channel set up specifically for the chart setups that we're looking at every single day, as well as a daily newsletter delivered right to your email. So if you want, I think there's links down below where you can sign up for the newsletter, as well as hop into the Discord. Coming soon, we're also going to be releasing a brand new trading platform that just came out. We're putting the final touches on it right now and test through it, where you're going to be able to leverage other people's money and use it to trade. So if you put in, let's say, $250, you could actually end up trading with $25,000, and you take home 75% of the profits that you make. So I personally think that this is a lot better than leverage. The other platform that we use right now is KuCoin. You can get insane amounts of leverage on KuCoin and other platforms as well. But at the end of the day, you're risking a lot of your money if you put leverage on it. And this other platform, it's a really great opportunity for you not only to use other people's money, but also to learn. And if you can, let's say, put in $1,000, you get a $100,000 account. If you put in $2,000, it's a $200,000 account. Now think about what you could do with that, and continue to take out your profits every single week, and then build your stacks on the side, whether you want to, invest in housing or more Bitcoin or Ethereum or things like that. I think it's a really good opportunity, and we're going to let our community know about that through Discord and through the newsletter. So make sure you sign up and subscribe with that. All right, getting back into Ethereum. Yep, like I said, we're going to look for a short around $1,800. We might not make it up there. It really depends on what Bitcoin ends up doing. But this seems like a pretty good, opportunity to see it come back up here. All right, heading back to a few setups. One of them is Dent that we've been looking at quite a bit. I think once we come up to around the 0.001 mark, we're going to be looking for a short setup right up there as well. So that could be coming towards the end of this month, in the next week or so. And so if we zoom in here on the 4-hour chart, one thing you want to do is you want to find the right opportunities so that you have not a significant stop loss. Typically our stops are anywhere from 3% to 6% at most. This one is definitely on the high side for a stop loss, so we'll see once it gets closer there what we're thinking there. But I think we can definitely see this coming back up to here, given what Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to do. And that's going to be a really great shorting opportunity. We could see 27% gain on this one. And so if you're using leverage, that's a pretty significant amount depending on what you're looking to do. Again, we're not with things like this, we're not using crazy leverage at all, and we would not recommend that. Which is why our trading partner, which we're going to be announcing soon, is going to be such a important part of our program. And feel free to go ahead and put in the chats if you're a beginner, or you're new to crypto, you're wanting to learn more about it, or chart analysis. Like, definitely let us know in the chats here, as well as in our Discord channel. Let us know what you find interesting, what you would like some more help with, and really kind of where you're at, so we can cater this content specifically to you guys. Okay. So Solana's been on an absolute tear. Solana is one of my favorite cryptos to trade. Some people, it's pretty polarizing. Some people love it, some people hate it. If we zoom out on this, though, it's really interesting, because if we look at the daily, it's definitely in this descending channel down. And let's just see where we're at. Like, this thing has moved like crazy. So yeah, we're looking at 240% from the bottom, and that was just as of let's see, when did this start? Like the first of this month, pretty much. So yeah, like within 22 days, we had a 240% move on Solana, which is absolutely crazy. This thing has not really retraced at all. I think we're definitely due for it. It could happen right now. I'm hoping it doesn't, but that doesn't really mean anything. This could be the end, but I think given where we're at with like Bitcoin and Ethereum, I think those have some life left in them, and I think we could see upwards of let's say around $28 to $30 on Solana before we short. I'm going to go pretty heavy on my short with Solana as well, just given the movement that it's made, and then I think we can see a pretty significant. Let's see. So if we say 30, I think worst case scenario, absolute worst case scenario, we're looking at a 30% gainer on that short. I think 50% is definitely doable. And I really, could call me crazy, but I really think we could retest the lows as well back to $8. Before it made this crazy move up, I was thinking we were going to see a $5 Solana, and I was going to probably hold for a while at that price point. So who knows? Maybe we'll see it. We'll see what happens to the overall economy and stock market as well as crypto. But I wouldn't be surprised if we retest these lows as well. So that's kind of where we're at on Solana. I do like Solana long term. I think they're making a lot of changes. Their community is really strong. People absolutely love them. There's also a lot of people that just don't like them at all. But at the end of the day, for a trading perspective alone, it really doesn't matter what the use cases are. It doesn't matter, this blockchain's going to do this, or, this one does that. Like, at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. It's just, we're just trading the charts. I got into a point, I've been in crypto since 2017. And I got into the whole thing of like, the hype and everything like that, and following people that are hyping up coins. And look, I made a lot of money doing that, but I also lost a lot of money doing that. And I learned from that. So I don't know if you guys were around when SafeMoon was around, but I remember throwing $1,000 into SafeMoon, and within a month that thing shot up to $40,000, and that was after I took my initial half of my initial investment out. So that thing doubled. I took out my initial investment and I let the rest of it ride. And so basically I put in $500 and it went up to $40,000. Now those things will come again in the future. But you have to be really, really careful. That's where, you can get in trouble with rug pulls. I've had my fair share of those as well. We'll talk about ICOs and pre-ICOs. But I think that phase is kind of done. What we're looking to do is really build a long-term value for yourself, so you can set yourself up for success, and you can, really do this on the side. So if you're working a full-time job, that's really what we're here to do, is really help you save time. So you're not looking at these trades constantly and doing the analysis. We're going to help do the analysis for you and present the analysis and give you the opportunities for you to really take the trades that you want and the setups that you want, so that you can focus on, your day job or whatever it is. Or if you want to do this full time, we're definitely going to come out with some programs and classes to show you how you can actually do this for a living. So again, feel free to subscribe, sign up for the newsletter, and join the Discord. All right, so that's Solana. We're going to take a look at Tesla. Tesla's been another one of my favorites to trade recently. So if we take a look at this, Tesla has crashed pretty hard from their all-time high. So we're looking at 75% loss on Tesla. And we're looking at a pretty significant downtrend with Tesla as well. We've taken, I think, about 5 trades right around the bottom here. Once it broke through right here, we took a short, and then right around here we started to get back into it to buy long. I think this we're going to see what happens tomorrow on Monday. But if you take a look at this, I think we're still going to be respecting this downward trend right here. So I'm going to be looking for maybe a potential bull trap here, a little fake out, and then I'm going to be going short around $137, somewhere around there. Have a pretty tight stop because this thing could pump through. It really depends what's going on, but I think overall, like the stocks and Bitcoin, they've made some significant moves. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some down action on Tesla. And we're gonna have our stop, like I said, 3.5%, with our target at 9% on that trade. Now, for each of your trades, we only recommend trading anywhere from 10% to 20% per trade, and that really helps you protect your account. The number one thing in trading is protecting your overall account. And so if you can continue to accumulate and acquire and not have major losses, the major losses is what kills you. You want to stay in the game as long as you possibly can. So if you can make, 9% on a trade per day, or 10% per week, that accumulative value and interest that you're getting on that is absolutely insane. You can build a pretty steady account by doing that. So we're going to look at Tesla tomorrow, see if there's a shorting opportunity. All right, next one we're going to take a look at is Decentraland, Mana, whatever you want to say. It's kind of just floating around here. If we look at, if we zoom out, let's just take the weekly. So we'll get into some chart analysis and how we kind of take a look at things on our end. Since this one's not set up, I'll use this opportunity to do that. I'm going to take the parallel lines and I'm just going to go through. Might have to move this just a little bit. But yeah, we can see that it broke through. You know what? Let me move this. Let's just see. Yeah, this is pretty interesting. Yeah, so it's pretty close. It's pretty close to the top here. I think we can see a little bit of a fake out and come up to around 82 cents. But right there, I'd be looking for a pretty significant shorting opportunity. Again, all of these just made some pretty crazy moves. Decentraland's looking at 160% move up. So this is definitely ripe for a correction. Let's get rid of this. Okay, so this is how we typically set up the chart. We zoom out on the weekly or daily. It just depends on the chart. And then we'll look into the daily. It's starting to see some chop action, which is good. I think we can see one more spike up, like I said, to the 82-cent mark. And right around there, we'd be looking to enter a position. So let's see what we can. So if we look at maybe around 81 cents getting in. And so when I set my stops, you want to take a look at in the past, like where's a pretty good spot where it could, if there's a fake out, where it could go, so you don't get wicked out. It's really important that you could catch the perfect entry, and if your stop is too tight, it could get you and then move right in the direction, and you could have been right all along, but your stop was too tight. And that's one thing with this trading style, is that does happen. But again, the most important thing is protecting your account. So it'll be somewhere around here, 6.5%. And I think this is really safe, a 23% gainer right there. And then we'll see what happens after that. It could just like blow right through this, but you definitely want to take your profits. One of the other things that you'll learn if you haven't been in crypto for a long time, it's really important to just take profits. Same thing with trading the stock market is, when you're up, you definitely want to take profits, and then you can use those profits in other trades as well and just continue to grow your account. All right, so that's Decentraland. Next one we'll take a look at is Zilica. So we can see here this descending channel here. It definitely has some room to go up to about 33 cents, 34 cents ish. And just like Decentraland, we're going to be waiting for that. So I think here, and some people may be asking like, well, if you think it's going to go up here, why don't you just take a long here? And that's fine. But you know, the problem with that is the risk to reward ratio just doesn't make sense at that point. So if we take a long, let's just say, you know, we think it's going to be here. Wow, that's crazy. You know, I don't think that we're going to see. Let's see. You know, you'd have to set your stop around 8.5%, and that just seems too much. Look, you can do it. Definitely not going to say no. I do think we have more room to move on this. So, you know, depending what it does, if it comes and it hangs around, you know, 24 cents or so for a bit, you know, maybe the risk reward is there. You know, maybe we go in here, um, you know, but let's see. Yeah, if we get this around 25 cents, you know, that could make sense. I mean, it really depends on what's going on with Bitcoin and the overall market. So I think we could see that, and then it would go right up to this channel, and then we can find another opportunity. That actually might make sense. We'll take a look at that one a little bit later. All right, next one we're going to take a look at is Engine Coin. Again, all of these pretty much look the same, right? So, you know, you want to find the ones that are at the best opportunities right here. This one's pretty much in the middle. If we go back to Zilica or Zil, you know, this is closer like 3/4 to the top. If we look at Decentraland, it's right at the top. So, you know, these are better opportunities. You know, I like seeing something here for the risk to reward ratio. It's a bit better rather than, you know, trading something in the middle like Engine. We'll see what happens here. I think we could probably come back up to 48 cents. If we make it up here, that would be pretty crazy. It's definitely not out of the question. If this thing gets up to 56 cents, I think it's a very, very good shorting opportunity. And if you're long, I would definitely take profits right around there. That's Engine. We're going to go through a few others. AVAX is another one that I've been, or Avalanche is another one I've been really watching here for a while. This is really interesting. So if we look at the 4-hour chart, you know, again, you can see that we're in this channel, but we might actually break through this. Let's zoom in on the 4-hour. You know, I think we're going to go up to around 20 and a half cents. It's a pretty good point of resistance right up there. And if we take a look at this and we draw a channel here, again, this is our trading style. So if you're interested in learning this, feel free to continue to watch these videos. We're going to come out with a trading group as well, and with some courses for you to take a look at and learn from. I think we can retest the top of this channel, which will bring us right up to about here. The reason why I don't want to take a long here is because we're already at the top of this channel down, and this could be the extent of the move on AVAX. If we take a look and see what the price change has been, 75%. It's not crazy, but you know, we're already hitting some resistance here within this channel, and it's having a hard time breaking through it. Again, it could come up here, and if it does, I think at that point it's a really good short. This could be the end of the run, and it could reverse from here and just see some pretty significant downside action. So that's AVAX. Looking at CRO, by the way, if you're enjoying any of this content, if it's helpful at all, go ahead and smash the like button. That would really help us know if you guys are finding this valuable. And again, we're going to post videos every single day, but we are not going to go in depth like this. We're just going to go through the setups every single day. We're just doing this initial one to help you guys understand where we're coming from, how we find this chart setups, and really what our thinking is behind them. All right, so crypto.com, they've had a ton of FUD lately with the whole Binance FTX situation, and that thing crashed really, really hard. So FTX was right around here. Uh, was it the end of November or the end of October, I think it was, or November? And and this thing just crashed like crazy. I definitely didn't see it coming down to 5 cents, um, but it's got some pretty significant support at 5 cents. I, I think it's probably going to come back down there over the next several months. And it could be another buying opportunity right around 5 cents, but we'll see when that time comes. This is one that seems pretty strong. There is some fear with some of the, I guess, moves that they've been making when they were trying to do their audit, and there were some like people thought shady things with them moving their money around it, and they sent it to, I think it was Binance or someone like, might have been someone else, but they sent it like several $1 million, and they basically said, "Oh, that was an accident." Let me just pull it up and see because it was pretty funny. Crypto.com. Oh, and they also sent like $10 million to one of, um, let's see, this is hilarious. They've actually made quite a few mistakes. Yeah, they sent some woman $7 million. I think she went out and spent like she bought it. Yeah, she bought a mansion. It's just so funny. And then they sent $400 million. Yeah, this was right around FTX. So like this whole thing was crazy. But I don't know how you accidentally send 400 million. It was pretty funny. Like on Twitter, people are saying like, um, like if you don't send, like $10 or something to the account first just to test that you have the right one, there's something wrong with you. And crypto.com just sends 400 million. It's the first time, but they got it back. So, people are talking. Is there some shady stuff going on because someone had to know like this was going on for you to send $400 million back? Anyways, all right, getting back into this. So crypto.com. Um, Let's see. This is kind of interesting. All right, let's see here. What do we have? Weekly. All right. Let's get our parallel lines. All right, there we go. So we have one, two, and possibly three. We'll see what happens in the coming months. Let's get back to the daily. Yeah, I mean, this could be some significant support for crypto.com, and we could move back up to the 90 cents to possibly up to $1. And right around there, I would definitely be looking at a good shorting opportunity as well. We could probably see a 25% plus move to the downside. And again, like I said, I think towards the end of Q1, beginning to middle of Q2, I think we're going to see everything kind of retest the lows, and potentially, given what's going on with the economy, the unemployment rates, like I said, we'll definitely keep you guys informed of what we're seeing and what's going on, because that's really going to dictate kind of what happens with the crypto space overall and how low we actually go. There's a lot of people calling for the bottom to be in, and people are saying, "Oh, the bottom's in, bottom's in." I'm just not seeing that. The people that we're groups and a part of, they're not seeing that. So just be really careful who you're listening to. Also, the other thing I'll say is don't just listen to us. Don't just listen to like one or a few people all saying the same thing. It is critically important that you find, a few people on each side that you can, hear their viewpoint, and you can make the decisions that are best for you. So if you hear some people saying the bottom's in, the bottom's in, and that's all you're listening to, you're going to get really hurt once this thing comes right up here. Hey, I could be wrong, but I think we're going to see a lot of people surprised that this thing retests down. If we look at on Bitcoin and what it's done in the past, like there's almost always a retest once we've had a bear market. and we have a pretty significant move up, there's always a retest every single time without fail. All right, let's take a look at Dogecoin. I don't really like trading Dogecoin because it is crazy, and you know, Elon can send a text, and we just never know when that is, or what he's going to say, and Doge will pump. So let's see. I think in 1 week, I mean, if you want to gamble, you could like make 160% in 1 week, but you could also lose like your entire account trading Dogecoin. Um, it's not really, there's no real patterns in it. Um, it's not one, like I said, that I like to trade too much, but it's just fun to take a look at. And if you have a small bag and you want to put some in around like 0.056 cents and just let that thing ride until the next bull run, I think we can definitely see this thing come back up to around 60 cents or so in the next bull run. So you're looking at like a 8x to 10x move. We'll see what happens with this one, but this is not one that I think is worth our time trading. All right, ferocity. So this is one that's gotten a ton of hype back in the bull run. So look at this. I mean, this one's crazy. Let's see, what did this do? So back in February of 2021, so this is not even that long ago, this thing had a 4,800% move. So, I mean, and then if you continued to hold, let's see, like this just gets silly. There are going to be these coins that we find that we'll definitely let you know about. So 17,000% move. So 170x on your money. That's pretty wild. That's if you call the bottom and call the top, which most people don't, and then they end up, riding it all the way down to here. But this is a coin that I definitely will, we're going to be taking a look at as things kind of move forward in the market, because this has explosive moves to the upside. They've got a ton of marketing behind them. They've got, crypto or YouTube crypto influencers kind of talking about them. So, even though it's kind of like not really done a ton and we're in a bear market, this is one that we're going to be watching. Let's see, let's go to weekly. Let's see, where are we at here? Problem is with these micro caps or whatever, these altcoins, like sometimes they don't really have like any chart patterns that make any real sense. So it's really tough to trade them at times because they act very irrational. And depending on what someone says, this could just like go way up and make no sense. But taking a look out and seeing like support and resistance, those are pretty good indicators. Look, you get some pretty massive wicks here too as well. So this could be the top for this, but I mean, the risk to reward just doesn't make sense on this one. Let's take a look at the daily. Yeah, so I mean, could see some support here for a little bit, and I think the max we're going to see is maybe a penny might get up to there. But after that, I think we're gonna, I wouldn't be surprised if we go back and retest the lows again. All right, sand. Let's take a look. What do we got here? So very similar to Decentraland. We have Sandbox. Let's see, what do we have? This one's pretty interesting. All right, and then we'll take a look at the daily. Yeah, so this could be a pretty good shorting opportunity, but let's just take a look. All right. Yep. So, 86 cents, that's a pretty good shorting opportunity. That's really interesting. This one could be retesting. The reason I'm not going to take this one, or at least right now, I'm not thinking I would, is we could see a bit of a fake out, just like we talked about earlier with some of the other trade setups. So if this gets up to like $1 around there, I think that's a pretty good shorting opportunity, and then probably re-enter this channel and follow it again. Just like we saw here, this kind of was, you know, a fake out to the downside and then got back into the channel and then followed it all the way through. I think we could see that here where this comes right up to around here and then could fake us, you know, fake some people out and then go back into this trend line down. All right, so that's Sand. GMT. We definitely have taken a lot of trades on GMT. So let's just clean this chart up a little bit. Let's take a look at the weekly. This is one that's not been around too long, but you know, interesting use case for those that want to get paid for taking steps every day. All right, we're going to take a look at, where is it? Oh, up here. Parallel channel. There we go. Might want to move this just a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Yeah, okay. All right, and then we'll look at the daily, see where we're at. Okay, so let's add some lines. The other thing to note, and some of you have maybe already noticed this as we went through it, there's also certain psychological numbers that people really pay attention to. And that could be 10 cents, 50 cents, $1. Whole numbers are really significant as points of resistance as well as support. You know, a lot of traders or, you know, people in general, as they're going through, will either take profits at whole numbers or they'll buy in to whole numbers. You know, it makes it really easy for, you know, let's say people that are not really trading this style and they're just looking, you know, to get in at a good price point, and you know, they're using, let's just say, a Coinbase wallet to take their trades. I remember when Cardano was really huge a few years ago or a couple years ago, and it went on that tear. And we'll take a look at Cardano in a little bit too. Maybe we'll do that right after this one. But you know, a lot of people were just like, I remember talking to friends that are not in the crypto space, and they're like, "Oh, I got Cardano at this," and they're all saying whole numbers. You know, it just makes it easy for them to click that. So, as we're going through this, and as you're studying charts, just realize that there are certain whole numbers that, you know, you need to be aware of as certain psychological points of support and resistance. All right, getting back here to stepping. I think we can see definitely right up to around 62 cents. I think we, you know, before it retests down, I really do think we're going to continue to stay within this pattern, this channel that we've been in. I don't think we're going to break through it. Again, I could be wrong, but you know, you basically want to trade a certain pattern or channel until it breaks. So if, you know, you're buying here, this one won't work out too well for you, but this I actually do want to zoom in here to show you guys something. Okay. I guess it's a little bit different than I thought, but this is a really good setup. So if you see like an ascending wedge like this after a massive move down, this actually is a really good setup. So just keep this in your mind. When you see something like this and it continues to retest both, you know, this here as well as the trend line, you can definitely see like significant moves up. And that's what we typically look at when we're in a bull market. And that's actually, let me hop back over to Bitcoin really quick, because I think that's the same pattern that we just saw recently. Let's take a look. with this big move. Sorry for coughing. I am getting over a cold, but yeah, if we take a look at this, I mean, this isn't the prettiest of things. Um, but yeah, I mean, this is the pattern. You know, if you see a pattern like this, you can see pretty explosive moves. It's basically just getting charged up. This is abnormal. So this kind of move here, and then back down. This is very abnormal. And maybe that's why I personally did not see this move coming, because I'd like to see it really stay consistent and follow this all the way through without breaking through early on like this, especially that massive move. Um, I'd like to see it stay within here and then blast off. But this is a really key chart pattern to take a look at as we um, begin to look at the bottom possibly being in the coming months. So, all right, that's that. Let's get back to where we were. I think we said we were going to take a look at Cardano, so let's do that. Wow, this is messy. Let me clean this up. All right, let's go to the weekly. And if you guys follow Alex Becker at all, which I highly recommend just for his just for some laughs, it'd be great for you guys to follow him. But he gives Cardano holders a pretty hard time, and it's always fun to hear that. But I'm not a Cardano hater. I don't think he is either. I think he's just trying to be funny. But all right, let's see. I think from a taking a step back, Cardano as a whole, like for what they're actually building and the use cases, specifically in Africa and others, it's a pretty compelling use case. I don't think it's an ETH killer. I don't necessarily, think that there is anything right now that's an ETH killer. There's a lot of like talk and hype and speculation about that. When there's new coins that come out. Um, but it is what it is. I would try and stay away from that hype. Um, but it's a great coin overall. All right, so I think that looks pretty good. All right, so we're gonna go with this. All right, let's move back into the daily. Yeah, so let's see. That's interesting. I think we can see right around here. Yeah, so around maybe 42 cents ish, or right around there. I mean, it could even retest this. Let's see. Yeah, 42 to 44 cents ish. That'll be towards the top of this channel, and then I think we can definitely see a retest. I think this is one that's gonna stay true to the trend line. Like some of the others that we took a look at earlier. Um, we could have seen some fake outs. This is one that I do think, just given what we're seeing here with the resistance line as well as the top of the channel, they kind of coincide. When you see this, this has a more likelihood to not give us any false breakouts or fake outs. All right. But wasn't Cardano like at $3 or something, or 250 or something? Let's see. Where was Cardano at? Yeah, so yeah, so $3 down to 37 cents. So hopefully we don't have any Cardano holders that have held from $3. That would not be good. Um, so I have this yellow line down here. I think we can definitely see Cardano around, call me crazy, but maybe 15, 16 cents. Right around there, I would, me personally, I'm thinking I would probably start accumulating right around there. And you could call me crazy anyway because you're like, oh, the bottom's in, but I certainly don't think so. All right, let's take a look at a few other fun ones. So Binance, let's get rid of these. All right, we're at the weekly. Um, so this one's interesting. It really hasn't followed that downtrend necessarily. There's a lot of speculation as well when it comes to Binance, just overall, because they've been so strong. I think the Binance to Bitcoin chart. Let's take a look at that because, oops, I'm not searching a chart. So that's probably why that's not working. Let's try this. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin to Binance pair. Just give me 1 second to pull it up. So typically, I mean, this is pretty crazy. When you take a look at other pairs with alongside Bitcoin, they usually crash. Binance has held its ground pretty significantly, and there's certain other people that I follow as well. I would take a look at Into the Crypto first with Ben. He's one of the best kind of like crypto analysts that I've seen because he has a very level-headed approach, and he has a platform that I think is worth its weight in gold. I think it's around $100 a month. Certainly worth it, but if you want to if you want to join our group, you probably um, I don't want to say you don't need it because there's a ton of value that he provides, but we're definitely looking at what he's putting out and taking that into consideration. All right, let's take a look at these trend lines here. So this is really interesting. Um, it's certainly held its ground with Bitcoin, whereas others have crashed pretty heavily. So there's a lot of people saying that Binance overall is certainly due for a correction. I mean, if you take a look and we zoom out here on the weekly, it really hasn't crashed like the other ones. It's held pretty steady. I mean, we have like a 50% correction, but all of the other ones that we've taken a look at, we're looking at like 80 to 90, some of them 95% down from their all-time high, and Binance is only 50%. So think what you will about Binance, but it has been pretty strong compared to everything else that's out there. Um, all right, let's just draw some lines really quick. All right, so that's the weekly. Let's go to the daily. Yeah, so I would definitely look for a short, maybe around $335. I think that would be a pretty good shorting opportunity. So let's just throw that up there and see. So if we put this here, and what's nice about this one is we can have a pretty tight stop loss as well. Again, you're not going to catch everything perfectly. Typically, if you're shorting, the other thing to keep in mind is you don't want to go all in on one short opportunity. You want to kind of stagger it through. So again, sign up for the newsletter. We'll keep you updated on the different trades that we're taking. Our Discord is the only place that we're actually going to place live trades that we're taking. Our newsletter every single day, we're going to give you the chart setups. You can take them or leave them. It's really up to you. But if you're wanting to see what trades we're actually taking, head over to the Discord. By no means should you take the trades that anyone else is doing. It's purely for you to learn, and so that you can stay around for the long term. Crypto, in our opinion, is here to stay. It is the future. And if you can learn how to trade crypto now, it's some of the most significant gains that you can make trading anything right now. And it won't always be that way. At least we don't think so. Maybe we have another 10 years, hopefully, of this. But then you get into diminishing returns and it's not that new thing anymore. All right, so taking a look back at this, maybe a 4.5 yeah, maybe 4%, 4.5% stop loss. We'll get in right around here, and I think we can definitely see about a 22 percent move to the downside. And then, we'll see what happens. Once it gets right over here, it'll be interesting if it holds this support to see if it kind of launches off here. Binance is one of the ones that just hasn't followed what the other altcoins have done. It's actually been pretty strong. So this is a very, very strong level of support around $250 to $260. And if we hold this, I mean, it kind of goes against what I'm saying with all the other coins, but we could see a significant breakout here, and maybe come back up and test 400. I think that's a lesser probability. I think we do continue to the downside, especially just because this has been holding such strong value through this whole thing. But this is one I'm going to be taking a look at shorting and just maybe trading in this choppy range. We'll see what happens in the coming months. All right, ApeCoin. Some people absolutely love this coin. One of the other things that we do is we we help other companies kind of with their NFT projects. And we're builders in Web3 as well. We just absolutely love trading, so that's why we put this together. Let's get rid of all this stuff. But I've talked to a bunch of ape holders, and they want to use ApeCoin for purchases, and they love the whole staking mechanism and things like that. Obviously, there's some other things too that are a little bit weird with it. I think like when it first came out, it might still be the case right now that if you staked your ApeCoin, you couldn't sell your ape or something super weird. That was like your coins were actually tied to your NFTs. It was totally messed up, and I was shocked that the Bored Ape Yacht Club actually went through with that because they're kind of like the gold standard when it comes to NFTs. I'm just surprised that they actually launched with that. All right, so let's put some lines out here. Yeah, this is interesting. So again, wonder what happened around was it June of last year? Um, I don't remember what was going on there, but looks like a few of the charts we looked at today had some fake outs right around there and then followed this trend line. Okay, so we are at the top here. This one actually does look like a pretty good shorting opportunity. Um, I think if this thing breaks out through the trend line, the next stop, I think the next stop is right here around $6.50. So we could definitely see kind of like a bull trap here forming and kind of fake people out and then drop right back into the trend line. That's a pretty significant point of resistance. If it gets through this, we could see, $7.75. I definitely don't think we're going to be seeing anything past that anytime soon. Even given the staking and everything going on, I think this is not where I'd be placing my money right now for any long-term value. But again, like I said, I could be wrong. But if we take a look here, I remember trading this when it first came out and having some pretty good moves to the upside, and then the thing just completely crashed. So, I think ape holders weren't too happy with kind of how this went, and it's not over. I think like I said, they're the gold standard when it comes to um, NFTs and community, and there's a lot of things that they do right. Um, Regardless of what you actually think of them, but they're an interesting one to follow. So this could be a good shorting opportunity here, or all the way up to 6.5 cents. I'd be looking at a short right around there as well. And then we'll keep you posted in the newsletter. So again, we're coming up to an hour, so we're gonna probably end it here. This is our trading style. This is what we're looking to do. We want to bring together a community of people that are looking to trade and make 10% a week or more, especially in a bear market. It's doable. So instead of losing your entire account, you can see significant gains regardless of what the market is doing, and that's what we're looking to do. We want to help people understand what's going on, stay level-headed, zoom out, and say, here's where we're at in the market. And then when the bull run returns, I mean, we're going to see some significant gains. And so if you can build your portfolio now over the next 6 months to a year and a half, I think that is the time that we have to start building and start accumulating so that we do have the funds ready for when we see those explosive gains again. So if you're interested in this, please sign up, subscribe to the newsletter, sign up to Discord, follow us on Twitter. We're going to leave all the links down below. If you found this helpful at all, please go ahead and smash that like button. It means a lot to us. Drop some comments, what you liked, what you didn't like, what you want more of, anything that we can do to help you. That would be really great. So, all right, thanks, and we'll see you on the other side.